So, the ancient maxim, know thyself, is a Delphic maxim. It's actually a very interesting maxim. Plato talked about it, and other philosophers have in the West. But did you know that it also comes from the East, too? In fact, there are several Taoist, Confucian, even Buddhist texts that talk about this principle in one way or another. But the interesting thing is um, it's a little different in the East and the West. So in the West, in the Platonic dialogues, uh, you hear the idea of you know yourself through knowing others, how you are interacting with him or her, whatever. In the East, you know yourself, and when you know yourself, you kind of know other people. These are two different ideas about the same concept, know thyself. Now, in the next video, I will talk about knowing others, but for now, I'm going to talk about knowing thyself. Um, Practical ideas, in fact. So, if you're in the typology game for a while, you'll notice the idea of type. Type, I actually mentioned in one of my previous videos, actually when I was talking about pragmatism, and I'm going to do this really quick here. Type is a representation. It's not who you are. You might retort, INTP sounds just like me. INTJ sounds just like me. ENFP sounds just like me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sounds just like me. No. No. That's not who you are. That's a type. What is a type? It's a semiotic. It's a symbol to represent a thing. That thing, namely, being a type of consciousness, which is personality. Hence, we call it personality type. Now, when you look at semiotics, you have three main things. One is to verify the veracity of the symbol. So, if it has verisimilitude, it may or may not apply, whatever. Uh, but if it has verity, it applies totally. So you have a false image, say that you relate a lot to um, just being random, um, the ENFP, but you do not relate totally to the ENFP. You might do this or that differently. That's because there's some truth there, so it has veracity, but it's not verity. It does not really describe who you are. So, what do you do? Well, you take a notebook. This is something I recommend to a lot of friends. Take the notebook, you write down uh, anything you can about yourself. But first, what you do is you uh, basically meditate. You say a prayer, whatever you need to get you into that mindset. Then you just meditate, meditate, meditate. Then you contemplate, you look at your life, look at your thoughts, you jot things down. Um, this will be very similar, by the way, what I'm about to say, to some of the stuff I'm going to say and no others. But you look for your core desire, your core fear, and not just that, but other desires and fears. Just list it all. Look at times when you're happiest in your life. Look at times when you're saddest or most anxious, most angry. Jot it down. Now that you've done that, what you do is you keep looking. Um, you look at stuff you're good at, stuff you like. Do you like to think a lot? Maybe you might consider more symbols that have to do with thinking about things. Um, Maybe in the Jungian sense, of course, we're talking about thinking. We're talking about critical judgment. We're not talking about value judgment. Feelers are thinkers too. They're just a different type of thinker. They're value thinkers. So maybe you care more about your values or the values of the group, jot that down. Jot it all down. Then, as you look at a list of different symbols of these personalities, these different types of personalities, you question to yourself, okay, so which one fits me the best? Which one seems to fit me the best? Based off of your limited understanding, you might say, well, I'm intuitive, I'm thinking, so I'm going to pick um, ENTJ. But then, as you get to understand it a little bit better, you might take that provisional typing, twist it a little bit, then you see maybe it's right, maybe it's not. So you say, maybe I'm an INTP, maybe I'm ENTP, maybe I'm INTJ. The same works with Enneagram. So I seem to value these things, although Enneagram, of course, is a little bit simpler because if you have done what I've already described, you will basically know your core desires and core fears, which will lead you to considering which of the 9 Enneagram types is closest to who you are. But that's the thing. So, being a philosophy and psychology channel, I would recommend that what you do with this information is you look at yourself very carefully. Then, as you know yourself, as you begin to know yourself very well, shut yourself down, look at where you're weak, where you're strong, start working on it. Start getting books, start researching, start learning, start thinking for yourself, and questioning things. And then at that point, start to form your own views, your own opinions, and have fun with it. Good luck. Treat people according to how you should treat them, of course. And that's why you should also follow what I'm going to be saying in the next video when it comes to knowing them. But how do you know them? Well, Guego Z would say, know yourself. How do you know yourself? Plato would say, know other people. Learn how you are in response to other people. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.